Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. Last time we finished up our business in the ancient castle, and then we had a nice little epilogue in the opera house. This time, Zozo it is, and the bird indicates we need to go up there. If somehow you're still confused on how to use Magicite, this NPC is still here. Zozo? Never heard of it. Nah. The enemies in Zozo are pretty much the same as they've always been, so we don't really need to worry about that. Oh. Yeah, I went in the building, got confused because I could have swore there was an NPC up here I was supposed to talk to, came out, and then he just appeared here. So I was like, oh, he must have been hiding behind here. Hey, come back here. Climb the stairs of the building with the cafe sign, or the pub sign, and you can find a path leading to Mount Zozo. With the Rust Rid, you can open the door. What a terrible name. Well, we'll buy it for 1000 G. And fight a bunch of weak enemies along the way. So yeah, that's at the top of this building. And once we get to the top, we'll be able to open the door that we weren't able to open before. That being the door here. The rust has dissolved. And this gives us access to Mount Zozo. Now we can finally find some new enemies. And this is why I didn't go over my setup up until now, because, well, I've already cast Phantom, and we're invulnerable for the entirety of this area because every enemy in this entire area uses nothing but physical attacks. So while they're trying to hit me and failing miserably, Ursus, level 34, weak to fire. You can steal a sneak ring from him if you feel the need to. He's also susceptible to instant death. And who we got here? Punisher? Punisher, level 35, weak to poison and susceptible to instant death as well. Now, here's an interesting thing. Locke has the Valiant Knife equipped. The Valiant Knife does more damage the less HP he has. Since his HP will never change, I have purposely lowered his HP and given him the Offering. I got a powerhouse on my hands here. Also, in the original version, well, in the intended version where the evade stat actually worked, the enemies around here were supposed to be so evasive that your normal attacks were basically pointless. And so this is the point in the game where they're trying to tell you you don't need to use normal attacks and you're not going to be particularly effective, so start using your skills more. Oops! Kind of missed the memo on that one. It's also funny how that was the idea that they're trying to get across in an area where all of the enemies use physical attacks and nothing else. It's kind of sad, really. Also, we only have 3 characters for a reason that we will find out when we get to the top. Anyway, Offering, Hero Ring, Valiant Knife along with the Force Shield giving him about 100 points into Magical Evade. We've got Shadow over there with Hero Ring and Marvel Shoes to throw some elemental things at other things. And Sabin's here because, well, Sabin's fantastic. Let's just put him there to do things. One of my physical attackers is working on Raiden, not to learn the spell, just to get the +2 to strength, and the other one has Bismarck to also get 2 to strength, so I never have to check my espers in this area, which is nice. Anyway, we can't actually go up to the right, so let's pick up this, a red cap. This is kind of important. Let's give that to you. The red cap provides 25% boost to maximum HP. It's not as good defensively as the Genji helmet. I misread how much magic block you had. Oh, that was the amount of magic block you had when I gave you the Illumina. So I could give him the Illumina, but we'll give him the Valiant Knife for now. And yeah, we'll give him the red cap. It gives him more HP, so he should deal more damage than he was even before. And I can pass the Genji helmet down to you. Sadly, neither of these other two can use the Illumina, but it's a really powerful, abusive weapon. There's one other note with this particular fight here. We'll just basically finish them off. Yeah, the Ursus is weak to fire, so that does additional damage to you, and locks in to finish the rest of it. Ursus will attempt to steal money from you on the first turn, and apparently he steals quite a bit of money. The interesting thing about it is on his second turn, as you saw in the previous fight, he tries to run away. If he runs away, he steals your money. However, if you kill him, you get it back. Later on in the game, we're going to learn a different ability called Control, which is basically the Manipulate command from Final Fantasy VII. There's another Thunder Shield. And what we're going to do with that, since we just ran into the same guy again, I'm going to try stealing from him here. Unsuccessful. But yeah, he's going to also try to steal from us. If you have the Control command, the steal is built into his counterattack. So what will happen, there we go, what will happen is if you control him and then cast a spell on him, he has a chance of stealing. You can keep doing this and healing him over and over and over again, and he'll never be able to run away because he's under the control effect. I'll talk about this maybe again if I remember when we get the control effect. But if one of the characters in the party that you have is equipping the cat hood, namely either Realm, which we don't have yet, or anyone, assuming that the Merit Award helps them equip that, then you'll get double the amount of money back. So it's an effective money-making system if you so desire to go about doing it. You don't have to, but the option is there. So yeah, just make sure not to use anything that heals you with magic, but other than that, you don't have to worry. Boras, we've already seen this guy. Unfortunately, we got the wrong item this time. Boras is weak to poison, level 35. You can steal a rare muscle belt from him, and I am going to go out of my way to try and learn that next time I run into him, because muscle belt gives you, I believe, 50% more maximum HP, and that is going to be, sadly, very important for me trying to defeat the pug in the Colosseum, because I just don't have enough HP. So I'll have to put a muscle belt on Mog or something like that, or Gaw. Here we get an Aegis Shield. Aegis Shield is one of the best shields in the entire game. Let's take a quick look at that. Randomly evades magical attack, can be used by everyone. It just has 40% magic block. It is really, really nice. There we go. Yeah, so very, very nice. Almost as good as the Force Shield. I would put it on someone, but we kind of want the Thunder Shields for upcoming later on. Up here, I believe there's a Lone Treasure. A Gold Hairpin, another one that we won't use. Halves MP cost. We have the Economizer. And I forgot what I was talking about. I was trying to steal in that fight. Anyway, let's fight a new enemy. Scrapper, you can see on the bottom there. Scrapper, anything useful about you? Weak to, or absorbs poison, has auto haste, level 34. Lock, do your thing. Yeah, I kind of won that. Yeah, Locke becomes really abusive in areas where he can be under a status effect and not have to worry about dying. There are a couple of other new enemies in here that I would like to show off. One more, actually. Now, up here, you'll see there's this save point, and that treasure chest there, and that switch. I'm going to hold off on hitting that switch for the moment. Alright, hopefully we find that last remaining enemy here. That muscle belt that you can steal from Boras, and I'll hopefully get one soon, works really well on characters you want to give the ultimate weapon to, like someone like maybe Locke. And there we go, the final new enemy in this area, Looter, whatever, Luriden? Weak to fire and wind, has auto float, susceptible to instant death, level 34. And, well, against the team that I have, they really don't stand a chance. Not much they can do. Silk flowers, beautifully made too. Dear Lola, I'm writing to beg your forgiveness. I am guilty of perpetuating a terrible lie. I have only now realized the error of my ways. I hope I can correct a great wrong. Your boyfriend who you thought was in Moblees passed away some time ago. I've been writing in his stead. We humans tend to allow the past to destroy our lives. I implore you not to let this happen. It's time to look forward to rediscover love and embrace the beauty of life. Interestingly enough, very few of those lines of dialogue were changed in the Game Boy Advance translation. Like, it's touched up here and there, but for the most part, it's very much the same. So much life left to live. It's locked. You'll notice how he's giving the bird a different letter. Presumably he's been trying to send the other letter for a while, and hasn't been able to get up the courage to do so. Cyan! Hey, thou art alive. I shall go with you. I shan't leave the world as it is. However, did you find me? Wait, you didn't read my letters. Uh-oh. Not sure how gathering all of the flowers is going to protect us from being able to see them, considering we can obviously see you holding them, but they're merely a diversion of mine. Yeah, I'm sure. Flowers are gorgeous. This is an outrage! Must thou embarrass me so? Poor Cyan. Learned of that poor girl when I passed through Miranda. I heard that she sent a letter each day but never received any replies. Something inside me snapped. As I wrote to the girl, I realized I was very much like her. I was looking behind, full of despair. My eyes were closed, then something changed. Now, the advantage of coming here with 3 party members means that Cyan will join your party right away. The only reason this is important is because, well, the key to unlocking his chest is right here. If Cyan is in the party at the time where you open this chest, you get a little extra dialogue. Why? A child could use this machine. This is a joke. I'll never be afraid of machines again. What are these? I don't know what the hell is with the first line of dialogue in the SNES version. What are these? Machinery for dunces. A pictorial guide to machines. And the Book of Secrets. So yeah, everything about machines, machines for the mechanically disinclined, and a Book of Secrets, which is basically supposed to be a naughty book, as you can see from the fan translation there. The Game Boy Advance went full bore and made a really nice line out of it, calling it Bushido in the Bedroom. Oh my. If Cyan is here, no, That's mine. Nuh-uh, not for you. Totally worth it. And talking to the chest for some reason gives you an empty notification. As far as I know, you don't get anything from it. I got the muscle belt, by the way. Got it in one of the other fights there, which was nice. And before we go doing other things, we should probably give Cyan some equipment. The scimitar is the only weapon that is not a samurai sword that he is actually able to equip, and it is the most powerful. Just take a look at some of these weapons for a quick sec here. Now, I don't believe the Strato has anything on it other than just pure damage, and the scimitar randomly kills the target, so I might as well give him that. It's not like he's going to be attacking the vast majority of the time anyway. Give him a thunder shield. It's already got some Genji armor on. That's not bad. And we will give him a hero ring. And I don't know, nothing else I could possibly give him would be decent. So let's give you... Where are my ribbons at? Or my earrings at? And then we'll give you the sprint shoes, considering you have nothing really better to offer. Now, in the time since we got him last, he will have learned some new abilities. Quadra Slam, if I didn't show this off before, which I may not have because I just don't use Cyan a lot, is a 4-hit attack. Basically, it's like X-Fight, except for you have to charge up for it. Empower absorbs HP and MP. This is decent enough to mostly fully charge Cyan, so that's cool. Stunner is basically... Now, you can compare a lot of his attacks to Sabin's blitzes. His pummel attack and Cyan's dispatch are basically the same thing. They both ignore defense, and they're both based on his physical attack power. Then Sabin, words are hard, names are hard. Sabin gets a magic-based attack, and in Cyan's case, he gets a counter attack, which is a little different. Then we have this one there, which doesn't really have a good comparative, but Stunner is finally, has its own kind of comparable on over here. It's basically like Airblade, similar damage type. I believe Stunner is based off of his magic stat, maybe? I can't remember. But it attacks multiple targets and casts Stop, I think it's about 55% of the time. So it's a decent ability to have to charge up for. Sadly, you still have to charge up for it. And he's not going to gain a level anytime soon, but I will have to swap over some Espers at some point. Now that we have a 4th character, let's backtrack to this save point and the chest. Okay, let's keep going here, and the save point. Okay, we're back, so let's go hit this switch here. And, oh, it's not a treasure, it's a dragon. He's just going to spin around us, and eventually we'll be able to come into contact with him. In the meantime, I might as well show off my setup. Here we got Offering Hero Ring, and I've given him the Atma weapon and healed him up to full because we don't want him low on HP for this fight. There's nothing you can do about trying to protect yourself with Phantom or anything like that. Not going to help. Gave Shadow the Memento Ring to protect against instant death type attacks, even though the guy doesn't use any instant death attacks. Remember, gravity is also the instant death element, and he does have some gravity attacks. Let's see, Sabin's got all the damage, and Cyan's basically the same. Everyone has Thunder Shields on. Yeah, we're pretty much good to go. Locke's the only one in the front row. Eventually, he will get close enough. And we fight the Storm Dragon, level 74. This is non-elemental damage, so there's nothing we can do about that. The amount, or the size of the Atma Weapon's blade is determined by the amount of damage you deal, which is in turn tied to the amount of HP that you have. Now, I don't have a proper healing set for this, so we're just going to throw an X potion over here. we're going to do exactly what you think here. We're going to throw a Thunderblade at this guy. He is level 74. Has 42,000 HP, nothing to steal. Absorbs wind, weak to lightning, auto float. And let's build up... I guess I should have given him the Illumina instead. Alright, we're going to build all the way up to do this last one here. 7's going to do that. I'm going to throw another Thunderblade at him. And screw it, just kill him. I don't think we need to worry about much here. He has wind-based attacks. And he's gone. So yeah, he has Wing Saber, which I believe is physical. Arrow and Wind Slash, which are wind elemental. Cyclonic, which reduces your HP to a percentage, very low percentage, and Rage, which we saw a couple of times. Other than that, you don't really need to worry too much about this fight, other than, you know, protecting yourself against some of his elements, and maybe bring somebody who has a healer. The whole point of this is to get ourselves that Force Armor. Force Armor is one of the best pieces of armor in the entire game. My items are never in order. Oh, I screwed up I had everything set up so that I could easily use certain things. All right, reduces those elements. I believe the one on the left is Earth-based, so Earth, Wind, Lightning, Ice, and Fire, and has 30% into Magic Block. It is fantastic armor for whoever wants to equip it. I say it's even better than the Genji armor, just because that magic evade is so good, but it depends on the build you're trying to give a certain character. If your character has almost no magic block, it's probably not the best choice unless you need the status protection. But if, say, we've already got, you know, one piece on, then throwing the other on there, probably a good idea to drop some of those stats to have a higher chance of just flat out evading all points of damage. Does anybody know Warp? No, I'm gonna have to walk out. Alright, we have one more battle before getting out here. I might as well show you Stunner. It's decent enough. Thing with Cyan is he's really cool, character-wise, but in combat, because he has to wait so much, he's just not very good. There are ways of making him more useful situationally, where you don't really have to wait as long to charge up his attacks because you have other characters already doing things. Like if you have Gaw raged and, say, Amaro in the party, then they're getting their attacks in regardless, and Cyan can do a lot of things and spend a lot of time charging up because he's not wasting anyone's time. But it all just kind of depends. He's not my favorite. Speaking of Cyan, though, let's finish off what's left of this quest, and let's go talk to Lola and Miranda and explain what's going on, or what has gone on. Move. Move. Alright. You want to bring Cyan for this. Flowers and letters weren't sent by my boyfriend. Just didn't want to admit it. Lying to myself, but I'm alright now as I read those letters. The pain I felt in my heart became bearable. Sure, whoever wrote them has suffered greatly. Wish I could meet him. Actually, look to the future. A lot of life left to live. Cyan exchanged letters. Now the thing is, it doesn't make any sense if you tell her that now, because the letter that I believe Cyan originally wrote was a different letter. Yeah, we don't get to see what the other one was, or maybe she just figured it out on her own. But, yeah, it's kind of a weird situation. Anyway, with that, we have finished up re-recruiting Cyan, and as bad as I said he is, we are going to use him because we haven't done so in quite a while. But I'm not going to be focusing on the almost entirely physically based party like I am here, because I kind of need somebody who can heal. But I am going to bring Locke around, because that sounds like a good idea, and Cyan can join as well. Figure out who else is going to go. I think maybe Taro should come. But we'll figure that out before too long. Now that we have Shadow, I wonder... I'm going the wrong way. I was about to say, I wonder, what's become of his daughter? That's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.